Ruby reads the Bible. In the charming little town of Smithville, where rolling hills and colorful gardens dotted the landscape, lived a bright, curious, and fearless young girl named Ruby. Ruby's big brown eyes sparkled with excitement every time she discovered something new, and her heart brimmed with curiosity about the world around her. One Sunday afternoon, Ruby visited her grandmother's home. They usually gather there for Sunday dinner. She loved visiting her grandmother's home. Every Sunday, grandmother would prepare dinner for the family. This particular Sunday, the air smelled of delicious pot roast, green vegetables, and the warmth and sweet aroma of freshly baked German chocolate cake. After dinner, she wandered into her grandmother's room. A thick, well-worn book caught her eye. It rested on the nightstand, its leather cover slightly faded, but its golden edges still gleaming. "Grandma," Ruby asked with wide eyes, "what book is this?" Her grandmother smiled warmly. "That, my dear, is the family Bible. It holds the most important stories you'll ever read." Ruby gently picked it up, feeling the weight of the book in her small hands. She opened it and began to read. To her astonishment, the words seemed to leap off the pages, almost as if they were alive. "Grandma," Ruby said, "this book is amazing. Can I have it?" Her grandmother chuckled. "That Bible is very special. It's been in our family for generations. But don't worry, Ruby. I have another one just for you." Later that evening, as Ruby and her parents drove home, Ruby held her very own Bible. She couldn't wait to read more. She flipped through the pages, soaking in the wonderful stories of prophets who spoke brave words, kings who ruled with wisdom, poets who sang songs to God, and warriors who fought for their people. But one story stood out above all the others. It was about a man from Galilee, born in a little town called Bethlehem, to a young woman named Mary. This man, Jesus, was no ordinary person. Ruby read how he taught people about God's love, healed the sick, calmed storms, and even brought the dead back to life. Ruby's heart raced with excitement. "Wow," she whispered. "Jesus did so many incredible things." The more Ruby read about Jesus, the more amazed she became. She felt something new stirring in her heart, something she couldn't keep to herself. "I have to tell everyone about him," Ruby exclaimed. From that day forward, Ruby couldn't stop sharing the good news. At school, she told her friends about the man who walked on water. At the park, she shared stories about Jesus feeding thousands of people with just a few loaves of bread and some fish. Even in line at the grocery store, Ruby would smile and say, "Did you know Jesus loves you?" Ruby's boldness and joy inspired everyone she met. Her friends listened eagerly. Her neighbors began to stop and listen in amazement of her knowledge and wisdom, and even strangers smiled at Ruby's cheerful zeal. And so, in the small town of Smithville, a young girl named Ruby became a bright light, sharing the goodness of God wherever she went. And she knew, deep in her heart, that the stories from her Bible would guide her for the rest of her life. The end.